With 2021 being the anniversary year for Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically the 30th anniversary year, many people are expecting a lot from Sonic, especially considering that we know we're getting multiple games. There's going to be a lot of more merchandise. We're getting the television show that got leaked for Netflix in 2022. It just overall seems like this year is going to be great. Before I push on, this video is off the top of the dome, so if I stumble over my words, there's a reason why. Though I do have my notes in front of me. But overall, Sonic has had a very bad porting problem with this series. Now you may say, what do you mean? Many of the games get ported over and over again. And while that may be true, it's always the same games. It's always Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic CD. It just feels like Sega only recognizes those games and that's it. I mean, almost none of the major titles in the Sonic franchise after Sonic Adventure have really been, or Sonic Adventure 2 specifically, have been re-released. What's good, everybody out there on YouTube? This is your man Shadicstick dropping some hot faraga on this mic, and today we're going to be diving into why this is such a big issue, why the Sonic the Hedgehog series needs ports, and why Sega needs to do them now. Also, I'd like to thank you guys for 4,500 subscribers. Make sure you follow your boy on Twitter, keep up to date there. Just hit that notification bell for when I stream and, upload video. But again, thank you for 4,500. We're on the road to 5K, so let's begin. So as I stated earlier in the video, there are many ports of Sonic 1 to CD and many of the Genesis era titles. Even many of the 5th generation titles have been ported forward. But even then, it feels like anything that wasn't on the Genesis doesn't get ported again. There have only been 2 re-releases of Sonic games post Sonic Adventure 2 in the series. And on top of that, one of the ports was a very lazy PC port, and the second one was the PlayStation 2 classic that I think was exclusive to Japan actually, of Shadow the Hedgehog on PlayStation 3. So it is fair to say that there is a problem with this because in that time there's been tons of Sonic games. And even when you look at games like Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, while the GameCube port / remasters, whatever you want to call them, were, well received and I think are actually pretty good and are the way I choose to experience those games, there's something to be said about the HD ports, specifically of Sonic Adventure 1. While I think it's up to debate for which you prefer the look of, I feel like this is one of the laziest ports to come from any company in a long time. Specifically, again, the HD ports of Sonic Adventure DX. While I think the GameCube version was a little half-baked because I feel like they didn't go as far as they could have with it, I felt like it was done, pretty well. On top of having a boost from 30 FPS to 60 FPS, a lot of the assets were changed. They added drop shadows to the stages, or just to the environment in general. The water doesn't give you seizures anymore. Overall, I really just like playing this version of the game, and while many people may challenge me and say they think that the Dreamcast version looks better, that's you. I don't like the way the Dreamcast models look at all. I don't like the textures on them. I don't like how dark the game looks, and I don't like the piss gradient thing filter that they put over the game. But to each his own. But when it comes to the HD ports, the biggest issue is this giant blue border around the screen. Why is it there? And why does the game not even fill the entirety of the screen? It'd be one thing for them to just be on the side of the screen as the 4:3 aspect ratio fills the screen, but they didn't even take the image and stretch it out to the full resolution that it could be. And that's honestly irritating. I will say this, the game isn't inherently more or less buggy than any other version of the game. Many people have this perception that it is, but I just think it's because not many people have played the Dreamcast version in comparison to the other versions, because not many people had a Dreamcast. So the most popular versions of the game that people have played to this date have been the GameCube and the PC versions, which is nothing wrong with that, but I feel like specifically the PC, PS3, and 360 versions could have been enhanced a lot more to keep the games fresh. On top of that, we haven't had a re-release of the game for the 8th generation of consoles, and I'm sitting here thinking we might not get one for the 9th, which would be a travesty because these games need to be preserved. And on the note of preservation, many of the Sonic the Hedgehog games are locked to dead platforms, whether that be Sega's platforms or platforms of old from other companies. Almost all of the handheld titles in the series are locked to dead Nintendo platforms. They're locked to the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS. Sonic Rivals is locked to the PSP. so many of these great games allot to platforms that people aren't playing anymore, and that are only going to become more expensive with time. Well, yes, we technically did get Sonic Advance on the Virtual Console. That's not enough, because first of all, the Wii U was dead out the gate. It only sold 13 million units. It's not a console that's easily available in the sense that there are a ton of them out there and people want them. I also feel like emulation via PC or mobile shouldn't be the answer to these issues. While yes, technically that's a way of preserving the game if you really want to play them, I feel with a franchise as big as Sonic, you should be doing all that you can to preserve these games and keep them going throughout the generations. And it's honestly kind of asinine in my brain that Sega has yet to really re-release these games, because Sega is sitting on the biggest pile of money I think any company could ever imagine. The Sonic Advance games are great. The Sonic Rush games are great. Sonic Rivals, I think, is a pretty decent or good series. Why haven't they been ported? And let's talk about the 3D Sonic games. Again, a port Adventure 1 and 2, that's just easy. But when we look at other games like Sonic Heroes, many people love that game and that's their favorite game in the franchise. And because that was multi-plat back in the day, many people got to play the game. But one issue is many people played it on PlayStation 2 because that was the most popular platform back. And that was easily the worst way to experience that game. Constant frame rate drops, a worse frame rate in general, worse graphics, worse controls. Overall, it was just a worse experience all around than any other version of the game. The same goes with Shadow the Hedgehog. And while Shadow the Hedgehog and Sonic 06 aren't great games, they're good. They're not even good, or they're just bad. They're bad. There's not really many redeeming qualities to them outside of their soundtrack. But one thing you can expect is that there are people that are out there that like those games. Recently, I've been seeing this uptick in people saying Sonic 06 is their favorite Sonic. There are people like that out there. There are people who love Shadow the Hedgehog. I think Shadow the Hedgehog is a horrible game, but that is one of my favorite Sonic the Hedgehog games. I still go back to this day and play it, just because I can. But not everyone has that luxury, and not everyone has experienced Shadow the Hedgehog. And many games like Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic and the Black Knight, those are all games that people have wanted HD re-releases for, but we have yet to get them. Whether because they want an improved frame rate, improved visuals, improved controls, many people want to experience these games. And on top of that, this gives Sega room to rectify the issues with these games and possibly bring it to another generation of people who will have a positive outlook on these games. Because some of these games aren't bad inherently because they were poorly designed games. Many people will sit here and tell you that they would enjoy Sonic in the Secret Rings had there not been motion controls, because that was that game's downfall. It had some cool level design aspects, and it had a really great story. And while Sonic and the Black Knight has much better reception throughout the entirety of the gaming community, and many people look at that game positively, I feel should they ixnay the entirety of the motion controls, that people would love that. But again, Sega's sitting on money and doing nothing about it. And this isn't something that Sega is not privy to. If you guys remember recently, Sega just re-released Persona 4 Golden for Steam, and they didn't expect it to do well despite people yelling that they wanted ports of games like Persona 4 Golden. And they're getting surprised that people want ports of these games, but that's just the nature of A, nostalgia, and B, gaming. People want new experiences, or they want to experience the things they had in the past, because maybe they don't have access to it. Maybe they once had it, but something happened to it, whether it be they sold it, they broke it, they were young, maybe an accident happened, they spilled something on it. The world may never know, but what I do know is people want these games on modern platforms. And Sega needs to deliver that this year. I feel like there's such a mountain of wealth to be made from this that Sega would be shooting themselves in the foot to not do it. But tell me how you feel about this in that comment section below. What games do you want to see get re-released? I personally want to see the Sonic Advance and the Sonic Rush games get re-released, because those are some of my favorite 2D Sonic games. And hopefully we get a re-release of a game like Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Because while we do know the nature and the path of that game and why it's become a touchy subject of Sega to re-release it, I think it needs to get re-released. Maybe make some new tracks, do something. But I'm tired of Sega sitting on the Sonic the Hedgehog IP and doing nothing with it, despite having this wealth of content and this well of money. It's just kind of stupid to me. Not kinda, really stupid. But anyways, guys, this has been your man Shadicstick. Don't forget to follow your boy on Twitter. We're on the road to 5K, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. And look out for another video from your boy coming soon. It's gonna be more serious, and it's gonna be talking about the channel and just my life in general. But this has been your man Shadicstick. Hot Faraga turns to Cold Blizzaga. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. Peace. Kiss, kiss.